What's up, good people? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know who I am. It's Wednesday,
Yes.
Wind Down Wednesday, and we are in the building to talk about it. But since it is Wednesday, y'all know who I am. I'm Sandy. I don't really need an introduction, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm Sandy, and y'all know I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Shanice. Another week in the books. Another new month. How about that?
How about that? It's just not another new month. It ain't just another new month. It's my birthday month. It
For
is my
sure.
birthday month.
For sure. If you didn't know, you know now.
You know
Okay.
now. And if you ain't know, I tell you what, you don't know by the end of this show that it's my birthday month. Queens are born, period. But queens are most definitely born in March.
Hey,
Tell you that now, because I'm sitting with a queen, and I'm a queen. So
for
we,
sure.
queens are queens, but definitely queens were born in March.
Yes,
And I'm
yes, yes.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. But
Yes.
anyway, how you doing, sis? How's your week been? What's going on?
I am really good. My week has been great. I have loved the sun yesterday. I'm loving it today. I am super excited about daylight savings time on the 15th. Like,
15th or
woo,
the 13th?
one of them day.
Yeah,
I might be. Well, it's one of them. I'm
one
just
of
excited
them days.
that at 6 o'clock, right about now, it's not dark outside. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm happy about that. It puts you in a good mood. It lifts your spirits. Having that warm sun cast through the windows. Yeah, I'm loving it all. And I'm having a great week. How about you?
Well, my week is it's been, well, as a matter of fact, since I came back from California, it's been kind of, but you got to keep pushing, you got to keep going.
For sure.
It's been rough. I mean, this week has really been one of the most difficult weeks in a while, but
Mhm.
I can truly say that God is yet still good, and
For sure.
all this right now is okay. But all we got to do, all I'm gonna do is just continue to pray that God just work it all out, and perform miracles all over the place. But other than that, I'm still here. I'm still yet alive. Thank God.
I'm glad. Great to have you, sis. Great to have you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you much. Thank you much. But other than that, it's like, it is what it is. We do what we do, and we got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
all means, we got to keep it moving.
Yes. Life is happening, whether we like it or not. So,
Yeah,
just gotta try to pull the best out of it.
life
So
is happening. Been hanging out with family. Because when I went to California, I was hanging out with family. Came back hanging out with family. So just trying to make sure that everybody stays focused and not lose sight.
sight. Yes, yes, for
Because
sure.
it's easier said than done, and it happens. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things. Just trying to make sure we maintain and keep stuff as is and keep it floating, keep it going. But it is what it is. This too shall pass. You got to get over a hump. This is hump day.
Okay.
Uh, we'll get over the hump. Everything don't always go like we want it to, or
For
as we
sure.
want it to. So it's just that we got to do what we got to do, and to the best of our ability, and just keep it moving. Other than that, it's good. It's good. I'm alive and I'm well. So prayers out for everybody. Praying for my
Yeah.
family. Just it's just right now. It's just difficult. It's a difficult time right now for me, but I will get through it. With the
Right.
prayers and all that other stuff. I'm gonna make it. We'll make it. Everybody will make it. So and the beat goes on. So with all that being said, like I'm happy for the sun. Today was a beautiful day. Today
Yes.
was a magnificent day. The sun was shining. Um, the weather was phenomenal. At least I think it was for it to
Yes.
be March 2nd. But I mean, it felt good. It felt, woo, when I say good, I'm like
It
you,
was
did
it
savings
was a
time.
tease. It was a
It,
tempting. It was such a tease.
oh my God, it was a tease. It's like the sun is still light outside right now.
Yep.
it gets it gets darker later. So it's kind of like, I'm good. Daylight savings time is around the corner. It's coming. Can't wait. It is about to be spring.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it rains, as long as it's warm, I'm good with that.
Right. But today, a day like today, I could take that year round. You hear me?
Yes. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I think today was just like a beautiful day.
Yes.
I think we still have, like, what is it? They're talking about the flood may take place or something or whatever, the river getting high or something like that in some places. But I mean, you still cannot be.
Welcome to Cincinnati, because our weather, you can have every element in one day.
Yes.
And today was not that day. So
yes, today was not that day. Thank God. But I guess what? Later on in the week, it's supposed to rain, or over the weekend, it's supposed to rain. The temperatures may drop or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see. Well,
we got to take what we can get. You know what I mean, and make the best of it.
Keep the hands together and keep that thing moving. And we just get whatever comes to us. That's all I can say. But I'm thankful and grateful, because today was a great day, and I was outside in it for a minute, back and forth, trying to handle some business and doing some things. But other than that, it's good. Good.
Yeah, it's all good, and God is good.
God is good.
Hump day.
Exactly. So what's coming up? The Reds are still on in negotiations. The Major League Baseball is still in negotiations. So opening day may not happen. It probably won't happen for Cincinnati. That's gonna keep getting pushed back because they can't come to an agreement.
Wow.
Freaking baseball.
That's really something, because every year I know people look forward to that. The parade and all of that. But it generally rains every single opening, every single one. So we'll just have to see.
We'll see. But it's like, so things are happening, and then we pray for the people over in Russia, over that. I mean, it's just like we just pray for everybody over there. It's unreal about the wars that's taking place and the reason why it's happening, which is not, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's happening, and I don't know how we can get around it. The only thing that we can keep doing is praying. I feel sorry for the people over there, because they don't have it as well as we have it over here. It's like we have troops. I got nieces and nephews and cousins that are in the military, that's in the military. And it's like, I pray for them that they don't get called, in the midst of all of that turmoil. So the only thing that we can do is, continue to pray for them and continue to do what we need to do on their behalf, which is pray, because that's all we can do. But hopefully the president makes the right decisions on our end for the United States of America, so it's just a lot right now.
It really is. It's definitely a different time. But we always talk about God here. We totally believe in God. We put Him first, and we put it in His hands, because He's in control. But the Book of Revelations talks about all of the things that's happening right about now, and it's a really challenging time period right now.
Yep, it's hard. It's a very difficult time. I mean, for everybody, and the mask mandates are dropping for some states. They're dropping the mask mandate, but some states are still keeping it.
I'm still wearing mine. I don't want so many places and people not had it on. I'm just like, I can't do it.
I wear mine, but I ain't gonna say I wear it all the time, but I do wear it. It just depends on where I'm going, what I'm doing. I do wear mine, but for the most part, I still have it. I still carry it. We go to church. You still got to have it on in church until they say you don't have to wear it. To the state of Ohio really says you don't wear it. Somebody was telling me the other day that something about the buses, and
they dropped it. They made it more lenient.
Are not doing the mask mandate for the kids or whatever the case may be. But I'm like, if it's for the state of Ohio, then why aren't they still wearing the mask? But
that's the same question. Make it make sense. That's the same thing I asked.
So I mean, you wear it One minute you wear it, one minute you don't. You know, we all pick and choose when we want to wear it. I mean, that's your choice. I mean, if I'm gonna wear it, I'm gonna wear it. If I ain't, I ain't. But one
Right.
somebody's wearing it, next minute they ain't. You know, next minute you wearing it, next minute you ain't. So I mean, that's on you. You do what you do. You keep wearing it or you don't wear it. You know, like I said, I wear it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I can walk in and I forget. Oops, I forgot my mask because I don't. It ain't one in my pocket or my purse. I was like, oh well, I'm gone now. So do it. You know, call it a day. It'll
Right.
be all right.
Keep it safe. Keep us safe, God, in all
Yes,
things, in all areas. Keep us
that's it.
safe, you know.
Keep us safe and protect us. Prayerfully, we pray that we make it, further and further and whatever. It ain't like I ain't got the shot or the booster because I did both of them. So they say
Right.
take another one. I'll probably take another one. Shoot. Hey, I'm getting older. Life is short. It ain't guaranteed tomorrow gonna be here, and it
For
might not
sure.
be because of COVID. It could be because
You
of something else.
you right. That's for sure.
Mm, Whatever they do, they do. I just gonna maintain whatever I do. So it is what it is. So at the end of the day, that's it. You're right, Jennifer. We gotta keep and
For
we gotta
sure.
continue to keep the faith by any means necessary, by all means. We just gotta keep walking
Stay
it
focused.
and trusting and believing that it's gonna be all right. We done made it this far. So we're gonna keep it moving. So on that note, we're keeping it moving. The topic for tonight, and I'm gonna need your help, Jennifer, and you can post
Yes.
comments, you
Yes.
you can copy paste it or whatever. What does it mean to be a virtuous woman? What does it mean to be a virtuous woman? That's the question for today. What does it mean to be a virtuous woman? Somebody help me out.
Let us know.
Um,
Because it's Women's Week
it's Women's Month.
month. That's right.
Yes,
Yes.
we are celebrating women all month long. I mean, all month long. So, a virtuous woman. What does it mean to be a virtuous woman? And my other question is to that is is that a taught process? Is that a learned process? Or how do you grow into becoming a virtuous woman? Or what?
I believe it can be both. Um, strength, grace, um, wisdom. You know what I mean? All of those things I feel like are in the mix. I think each. I mean, we know what the Bible's definition is, but I feel like most women, you can kind of have your own definition.
Yeah, you can.
And Jennifer said both.
It's both.
Yeah.
My my other thing too is that she also said to be a virtuous woman, you got to follow God's ways,
Sure.
not some of his ways, but you got to follow all his ways. And my
Right.
thing is, we as women, we're in leadership positions a lot. A
For
lot. We are always in leadership positions. And it's like, so if we're in that leadership position, what does that mean? What is it saying? How do we, is it
How are you carrying? Like, how are you carrying yourself? How are you
right?
carrying that title? Again, I think it just goes back to the strength, the grace, the wisdom, having the ability to be led by others because we don't know it all. Women are in different places and there are a lot of women in place of power. But even and with that still, you'll still need other women and other people, you know what I mean, to
Right.
share information with you. Like no one knows it all, So I think a virtuous woman is someone that's humble as well and willing to hear and share experiences from other women, other men, just other people, period.
And the thing too, like we said, earlier, it's like we talk and we trust and believe in what the word says. The word is the Bible, and it says, Proverbs 31, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies."
Rubies. Yes, yes.
Now we know rubies are very expensive.
Yes, for
They
sure.
are not cheap. So if a woman is
Virtuous.
virtuous
Yeah.
and her ways and what she does is more expensive than rubies, you do the math.
Okay.
You
Straight queening.
figure it out.
Straight queening.
Straight queening. So at what point do you not think of yourself as a ruby? You know, it's like a diamond in the rough. No, I ain't no diamond in no rough. Where's that I'm a ruby?
Right.
Give me how much a ruby costs compared to how much a diamond costs. I'm gonna need to know. You know,
Oh, that would be great information to pull up, wouldn't it?
it would be
The difference.
what's the price difference between a ruby and a diamond?
Right, for sure.
You know, because my thing is, you know, they talking about a diamond in the rough. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
It sounds good, you know.
Real good, real good. But in that roughness, you got to. How many times you got to go through and try to find that diamond? You know, how deep do you have to dig to find that diamond? I mean, if I'm a ruby,
right, the type of work that you have to do.
And that's the difference. You can see the ruby. The ruby has a certain, you know,
glow, luster.
You know,
yeah.
You know, a certain quality, you know, far more than a darn diamond. Because if you trying to, heck, a diamond could be a piece of glass. You might think it's a glass, and you know, here it is. It's a piece. I mean, because they look alike.
Glass. Well, and to your point, like diamonds are made under pressure. You know, rubies is not the same.
Nope. I'm telling you, it's the difference. The look is different. I'm sure the feel is different, you know, but a virtuous woman, what makes a virtuous woman? The thing too is this, I'm reading some other stuff. It says charm is deceitful and beauty fades away, but a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. You know, and that's in Proverbs 31 too. So we can keep going on and on, because obviously Proverbs 31 says a whole lot of good things about what a virtuous woman should be. So if you are out there doing whatever you need to do and how you need to do it, are you being a virtuous woman? In other words, you got to know your worth.
For sure.
It said priceless. I mean, you
know, what is your character? What is your, you know, what are your values? What are your standards? Like, what is, you know, what's being shown out, you know, not verbally, but what can people see about you that makes you a ruby, you know?
And that's the whole thing. And I look at, like, I don't watch these shows on TV, like all of these
the reality
garbage. I can't stand them.
It's foolishness.
It is a bunch of foolishness. And my thing is, I think it's they're not owning up to their worth. You know, I know everything is for show. You know, and you know, everything is, you know, it's the TV, and you know, you put it on in front of the TV, and you know, people look at you in different ways, and it's a way you make money. But at what point do you have worth in your own self? Know your worth.
For sure. Right.
Worth is. Because what man does not want a virtuous woman?
I don't know too many, you know. I don't know too many.
What man don't? Well, you know, it's a lot of them out there that ain't looking for no virtuous woman. They looking for that woman.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, for the time being, but they're not. That's not what they're looking for. To be their wife, to, you know, to come alongside them, to be a helpmate. Like, that's not, you know, a virtuous woman. Those qualifications are things that most men are looking for, you know, to make wives. The unvirtuous woman, well, yeah, you know, they're around, just like you know,
right.
Their qualities are different, you know, so
totally.
They're you know, I guess they would be considered I don't know. They're not rubies. We know that.
No, and I mean, I don't even know if they diamonds in the rough either.
That's why I paused. I couldn't even say that.
You know, it's like they might be. I don't even know if they're piece of glass or cubic zirconia. I don't know.
Piece of plastic. You know, we don't know. We don't know. You can't. We don't know how to categorize that one.
You're not categorize it, because you got to know who you are. You got to know your worth. You got to know your self-worth, and I think it being the month for women, we left out a Black History Month and we are now into Women's Month,
Well, so they say. So they
but
say
we didn't
because
really leave out. They just recognize February as that month. But
you
I'm
know we Black 365, so I don't know nothing about a month. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I can't.
they
Every month
recognize
is
that.
for me.
They recognize that as a month, but I mean, it's like I'm always Black. I am Black history is what I say.
For sure.
I'm a walking billboard for Black history. So you can, say whatever, do whatever. But
Right.
at the end of the day, you want to give us a month, and then you want to carry us over you want to carry women over into March. It's like, this is my other question too. Why does it always have to be a month if they recognize individuals or people or genders or races? Why has it got to be a month when you recognize this stuff? Why can't you just do it, period? Why can't you just recognize for the whole 12 months?
I just feel like some of the stuff they're just they're just coming up with, some stuff has been around for a while. Obviously, we know Black History has because I've heard about it and known about it since I was in school when I was younger. But a lot of these days they're coming up with, National Dog Day and my National Best Friend Day and National Ice Cream Day. I think it's just a lot of things that is in is in the now, and they just want to come up with and throw a title on it. I mean, that's what I concluded to.
And the question too is, how long has National Women's Month been around? I mean, is it something,
right?
Because you look at the sororities, they've been around for years.
Right.
So it's not, it's if that's the case, then they should have been recognized way back when.
And that's and that brings me to the point too, because I'm like, your mom, my mom, my aunts, my mom's sisters, like, did they know anything of a National Women's Month? So it just brings a different question. Like, some of the stuff is just stuff they come up with.
Right.
I feel like,
and then not only that, it's like you look at Eastern Star has been around forever. They've been around for years too. So you got all these women that have been around for years. Why are you just now trying to recognize a month for National Women's Month? That should have been something, because the Bible also says that behind every man is a good woman.
Right. So, I feel like too, a lot of that, and possibly I'm making an assumption for as far as the Women's Month thing, is because of a lot of the challenges we have had to face over time. All you could think of, from slavery on up, and not just not being given a chance, just not feeling equal, always feeling like we had to measure up to a man,
right.
Being paid less than men. I think it's just a variety of reasons why they're like, okay, the culture has changed where, now we have it's Women's Month, like, we need some type of recognition. But I think it's something that should have always been happening.
I agree. But we as women should not wait until the last minute to allow ourselves to be recognized either.
For sure.
A lot of times that we got the power,
Right.
As Fry was saying last week, women have power. We do have power in so many ways, not just in the sexual way. We got power, educationally, financially, mentally.
Right.
We got power in many different ways.
Right.
That, why recognize just 1 month as women being, it's a National Women's Day, it's a national this and that. I just think that
I agree with you.
When you put labels on things, it causes us to do things differently. It makes individuals look at us in a different way. Because I'm like, okay, so it's National Women's Month.
So just So just for this month, you gonna pay me extra attention, or just for this month, you gonna give me accolades, and then what? When April comes, it's like, oh, y'all month over with. You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of thing. And I feel that kind of way too. Kind of, I notice even for Black History, like, I mean, for some people, they probably feel a certain type of way. Like, it can be to some a bit offensive. Like, I only get a month, like. So 11 months out of the year, you disrespectful. I mean nothing.
Right.
But on that February, hey, Black is everything. Black is power. Like, it sends out a different type of message depending on how you receive it.
Right. It's and to me, I don't labels. I never like labels.
Right.
I mean, it's like now, and I don't knock anybody, because whatever you do, that's what you do.
For
Kudos
sure.
to you. I'm happy for you. Um, I'm not gonna go against you or talk against you or be against you or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, if you get my sister got her PhD. Girl, you never know she got she's a doctor, doctor in front of her name. She don't, doctorate or whatever. She don't require or request you to say doctor.
Right.
She is who she is. If once you put a label on things and people start labeling things, then you're not really being who you supposed to be or who you should be. That's what I feel. That's what
For
I
sure. I agree with you. Like, it takes on a different shape. It takes on a different form. It's just like getting a student of the month sticker. Like, I don't have to walk around the whole school and say, "Hey, I'm student of the month. Hey, guess what? I'm student of the month." It just looks a certain way. Like, if that's what you are, that's what your character is. That's what's gonna exude out of you. And so, therefore, you don't need a stamp and you don't need a title. You know what I'm saying, to define that. That's who you are.
Yep. And that's my thing. You don't need, it's like if I become Miss Ohio, do I walk around every day
with that sash
on my forehead? You Miss Ohio. Hi, Miss Ohio. I mean, I know you got to do I know there's
a lot of publicity and a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of stuff that you need to go get recognized for. But if I'm sitting out with a baseball cap on, do I need that sash on saying I'm from Ohio? I'm labeling. No, I don't need to label myself everywhere I go and everything I do.
Right.
I have to label myself. I think some women, because we are talking about women, some women get, unfortunately, we can come caught up in
titles.
Yes, entitlement and a label, which is unfortunate, because now you're no longer being that virtuous woman that you need to be for not just yourself, but for your family, your husband, your mate, and you wonder why things don't happen for you the way it happens, because you're not being that virtuous woman that it speaks of in Proverbs 31.
For sure.
I'm just saying, I ain't nobody's preacher, missionary, deacon, or
friends.
None of that. But I'm just saying.
You speak. I mean, you speak in truth. It's like you said. It like I said, it exudes from within. You don't have to, wear this bumper sticker on yourself or on your name to say, "Hey, this is what I am." Because there were a lot of virtuous women in the Bible, and I don't recall all of them, walking around and saying, "Hey, guess what? Guess who I am? I'm a virtuous woman." It didn't work that way,
Right.
We all have gifts, and talents, and I don't, we don't have to. And I think too, that's a world thing, and I think it makes it more of a competing type of thing when it comes to, specifically we're talking about other women. Like, I don't feel that I have to compete because you Miss America, that I'm not Miss America. I'm my own Miss America. You know what I mean? So I just feel like the labels make you. You're right. It doesn't hold up to the genuineness of what that person is.
The truthfulness, right? The wholeheartedness, the honesty.
Right?
And the original individual that you were before you became all this, or before you got this label put on you. I mean, so it's like, why not be the virtuous woman that the Bible speaks of, and follow as Jennifer said, you got to follow God's ways at all times.
Yeah.
And maintain and be focused on being the virtuous woman that you should be, because I do know there are people that if I invented Vaseline, I don't necessarily have to tell you I invented Vaseline.
That's for sure.
You would never know, because for me, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that if I became a millionaire today, nobody probably would know, but some of my family members. I wouldn't walk around, "Oh, I'm a millionaire. I put a on, I got a hat on, I go out and buy the best car."
You're just flashing. Right, you're just flashing light bulb for everybody to see. Like, it doesn't work that way.
No. And and this is another thing. Now I can be corrected if I'm wrong. A virtuous woman does not have to have the spotlight.
She doesn't. She ain't gonna boast. She's not gonna boast. No boasting.
No boasting. I'm this and I'm that. Me. I can't stand them kind of people anyway. But a virtuous woman does not need to boast. She does not need the spotlight on her all the time.
Right.
Sometimes you need to sit back in the cut and just see what's going on. That's how that's what I think. This is how you become a virtuous woman, just by sitting back watching.
Right.
Waiting to become that ruby, without being that diamond in the rough. Know your worth, and know who your worth is to. And I'm like, my worth is to whom? I know my worth.
Right.
Tell me. My thing is too, I don't like negative people. I don't like women that are negative. I'm like, I don't understand them. I don't know where they come from. That's not being a virtuous woman, by being negative.
No. Negative Nancy's.
We ain't got them over here at this house. We leaving them where they are.
For sure. For sure.
But you don't become a virtuous woman by, down talking the other woman, disrespecting the other woman. I look at these little girls these days. It's like they don't have a clue what a virtuous woman is.
That's for sure. They haven't had any examples. They haven't seen anything, that's worth, because it's the exact opposite of what, it's the exact opposite of the label. It's the exact opposite of the title. It's the exact opposite of the entitlement. I think it's just our culture, period, that has just really turned things around. And a lot of times with us, it's not all the time, but a lot of times, we like to go above and beyond, and we like to just overdo things, and it's unnecessary.
Right.
I feel like we're in competition. That's another negative, another thing. Like, we reaching for the same goal, and so if you get to it faster, help me with the shortcut. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm all for you. Kudos. I'm gonna be in your corner rooting for you, not against you, because that's what virtuous women do. That's what they should do. They lift the other woman up. They don't try to hold her down and put weights on her. So when she does climb up the ladder, she's not climbing up that ladder with a ball and chain on her ankle.
Right.
Because we get that as Black women, we get enough of that anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Other people, we don't need to get that from ourselves.
From each other. Exactly.
It happens.
Exactly. And it's enough room for everybody to shine. It's not your time right now. And so help in the ways that you can. That's what I say. If you can help, and if you can't, then don't. But anything opposite of that is just like something you shouldn't do.
Right. You can't be afraid either to step out there. You can't be afraid to walk out there. Now, I'm going to be with you, and I'm probably going to be a couple of steps behind you, but I'm going to need you to go out there and do that thing by yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
How to become that virtuous woman by yourself, because you're not going to have that help all the time.
Yeah, no.
When you really need it, you ain't going to have it. So that some point in time in your life as a woman, you're going to need to step out alone. You're going to need to step out by yourself. You're going to need to take care of yourself.
You have to take the initiative. Yeah.
You got to take the initiative, because being a virtuous woman just don't happen overnight. That's what I think. I don't think it happens overnight. Do I think it's a learned process? As a young woman, yes.
For sure.
As a young woman.
And it's basic lessons that you have to pick up. And I'm gonna tell you where I believe that if you don't pick up the lesson, that whatever it is that God trying to show you, you'll continue to go through that same lesson until you get it. Some it takes longer than others. That maturity is an important thing, and wisdom is an important thing. You can't get maturity, you can't get wisdom if you're the person who always knows everything in the room.
Right. Yeah, because I'm like, I can't teach my child Yes, I can. If I'm a virtuous woman, she's learning from me.
For sure.
She's seeing it from me. She's picking up those traits from me. She knows her worth the older she gets. You just don't settle and you don't
Right.
stay in a situation that's not healthy for you. You have to know your worth. You got to know that you're that ruby.
And you have to know that you're not just a ruby for um your children, but for people, period. Because I was having a conversation with a cousin of mine earlier, and she just was like, I'm a mom and I'm a mom to my kids, but that's not the only person I'm a mom for. If I'm at work or I'm at Walmart or wherever I'm at, and someone's reaching out to me and they're pouring their heart out, and and I can give them advice like I would give my own kid advice like a mother, then that's what that's what's needed.
Right. We got to do that. But there, unfortunately, there are times where that doesn't happen and that doesn't take place. And I think
For
that's
sure.
what happens in the Black communities, because if you have a mother that needs help with her child, why aren't we reaching out as virtuous women? Why aren't we reaching out trying to help her? Now we don't know unless it's brought to our attention. But if it's brought to your attention, you have to at some point realize that you need to help this woman or this young lady get over the hump and be who she knows who she can be. And she got to know her worth, period. Because I'm telling you, there is nothing like knowing your own worth.
For
At
sure.
the end of the day, you have to know that you are worthy of just being a wife, being a sexual piece, being a trophy,
Yeah.
being a provider. You got to know it's more to a woman than just
Than that. For sure. And then like I said, there's always other young people around, they might not say anything, but they're watching, and on that down day, they may come to you, they might not. Like, my mom is not really there, but I mean, I know with me, I work with young women, and they didn't really know how to care for their hygiene, like their mothers and their aunts or other women that's around them, they didn't know, how to do it. And so being around peers and being talked about and captain on all that stuff, it's like I seen the initiative and I'm like, if I can help, pull this young lady aside, like, hey, I don't know if anybody talks to you or not. I don't want you to be offended by this. I just really want to just help you, get you a little care package together, show you how
yeah,
to care for yourself,
yeah,
your feminine needs and your feminine hygiene and how to keep things clean so that, it's not an issue. And so that's a part of it. That's a part of walking and being virtuous. It's not, hey, putting somebody out on blast. It's about, okay, I see a need, let me try to meet it without embarrassing this person.
right.
And let's move to the next thing.
I was before I moved here, I was a mentor in Toledo to a young girl. And the only problem that I continued to have and I kept having was that she wasn't taking care of herself um physically, with the personal hygienes and taking because it was like everything I did, it's just like it's still like she would walk out and want to be beautiful, and wanted to be worthy of people
Right,
recognizing her as a woman and her beauty, but she
right,
just, for some reason, she couldn't grasp to the thought of I need to take care of myself physically,
right,
with the personal hygienes. And I was like, oh my God, I don't, she never ever, I mean, you can praise somebody, you can put it in them, you can try to do, but I don't know if it's a whole lot more than just me. When that's
right.
a village or army or a
Yeah,
whole whomever, it takes more when you pouring into some than it does for others. What's going
right.
on,
Thanks
sister?
for tuning in. Hey,
Thanks for tuning in. It's my sister in Toledo. So women
hey,
need to
hey.
know women need to know their self-worth. To become a virtuous woman, you have to know your self-worth. You have to know that you are that ruby and not that diamond in the rough. Because
Right.
the Bible actually speaks on the ruby. I don't know if it's saying anything about the diamond in the rough.
Let's just be honest, right?
I don't know, but it definitely talks about the ruby, and it's just the price. You got to know the price of who you are and what you are. But becoming a
Right,
virtuous woman, for some, to be a virtuous woman is more difficult than others.
right.
You got to wear it. You got to walk it. You got to wear it. You got to believe it. You got to know it. You know, it is Women's Month. It is our month.
Yes.
We do what we do. But being a virtuous woman is probably a little bit more difficult than others, because you look at Mary. Was Mary a virtuous woman? I would say Mary was a virtuous woman. And you got to know, you women, I think, need to live life with a purpose.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if many of us walk around here living life with a purpose. And if you know what is the purpose, you got to be diligent about who you are and what you are as a woman, and it's like, what do you do? You just gotta, it's really, why do we get recognized on Mother's Day and we don't, every day is Mother's Day?
Oh, exactly.
We're
Well,
mothers
what's the
all,
off day? We don't know. We don't know an off day. Like,
right,
what do you mean?
right. I mean, we're
We're
mothers,
always mothering in mother mode. It's because even if we mothering someone else's, it's instinctual.
right. I mean, you just got to know who and what you are at the end of the day. I mean, we sit here and we look around, we can sit in a group of, what can you feed another female? What can you feed them in order to help them become a virtuous woman? That's what it is. It's about feeding. Women don't, I don't get, some women don't get that. Some women don't understand that. It's about feeding. It's about feeding the next woman so she can carry that fork and feed somebody else with it, and
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? It's just about feeding each other. I don't think women, we don't feed each other enough. I'm just gonna put it out there, especially Black women.
For sure.
For some reason, Black women don't feed each other enough. They consistently, and trust me, I know them, been through it, then experienced it, know how it feels. So glad I'm not in that environment
Yeah.
more, because they don't feed. They feed on the negative. They
Which is
don't feed
sad.
on the positive. They feed on the negative pieces, and that's the problem that I'm with. That's the problem that I have. If I'd have looked out for you and I'd have took care of you and I'd have made sure that ain't nothing happening to you, then
Right.
I'm feeding into you to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah. And so that you can pass the torch, so that you can begin to feed someone else, and the process continues and it doesn't end. It is not stagnant. It's not filled with pebbles, glass, or rock, plastic.
Right.
I was looking it up real quick. It says, this is on New York. It's two different things. One thing says that uh rubies are incredibly valuable and can demand a very high price. Most are considerably less expensive than diamonds of the same size. But this other thing says that um where to go? Many colored gemstones are much more valuable than a diamond, but it depends on the quality of the quartz. A ruby is rarer and more expensive.
I'm gonna go with that one. Only because God speaks of the ruby.
That's for sure. And hey, God's word win all the time with me.
Exactly.
But
He,
I was curious, so I was like, let me look at this up. Let me look
he's
this up.
comparing the ruby and the woman in the same
That's being virtuous.
category, right, as being a virtuous woman. So
Right.
I'm going with the ruby is more expensive,
More valuable, more
more
precious.
valuable. Well, we
Yeah.
don't even have to say more expensive. Let's just say more
More
valuable,
valuable. Yeah. Held to a higher
valuable
standard.
than
For sure.
any other gem or diamond or whatever. It's more valuable because we are valued more than probably anything, but
Right.
a lot of times we just don't get recognized as being as valuable as we possibly can. When it just, I guess it depends on, every situation is different.
Right. We have to value ourselves. We don't have to, we shouldn't necessarily feel like we have to be caught up on having someone else recognize us. We should be able to recognize ourselves
Right. We
as
should.
valuable.
We should. But the
Yeah.
question is, do we? Some of us do,
Some of us still lost.
some of us don't, because being a virtuous woman, I'm sure, ain't easy. It's just like
No.
last week when we were talking about being submissive, being a submissive woman ain't easy, for some.
Right.
Like, you ain't gonna tell me to roll over like a dog, and bark. Nah,
Right. You got to give me something to be submissive to. You
I
got to give
ain't
me
gonna be
something
that
to
submissive.
follow. Not be a fool. There's a difference,
Exactly. I'm not gonna do that. It says there are some things that I was looking at as being a virtuous woman. It says faith. She loves Jesus with all her heart. 2, marriage. She is a faithful bride.
Amen.
3, mothering. She is a loving mother, and her children called her blessed. 4, health. She takes care of her physical, mental, and spiritual health.
Yeah.
5, service. She serves others with love and kindness. 6, stewardship. She is a wise steward of the gift God has given her. 7,
Yes.
industry. She is Indrius, and works with willing hands. Homemaking. She's a good manager of her home. 9, it's 9 is time. She spends her time on that which is good. And 10, beauty. She is creative and embraces beauty and godliness. So those are the things
Hey,
that are listed as how and what
a virtuous woman
a
is.
virtuous woman is,
There you go.
she should do. So that's my thing is like you ain't got to follow those 10 steps, but it definitely speaks on ways for you or of you becoming a virtuous woman or that virtuous woman or just being the woman that you should be, period. I mean, at the end of the day,
Right.
that's what it is. So who you need to be and how you need to be it. But
Yes, I love that.
yeah, so it's like it's you ain't got to follow that, but I mean, but think about it. I mean, it makes sense to me. All 10 of those make
I mean, I'm loving it, and it's not about being perfect. I didn't see that. That wasn't on the list. So
right,
if that's the idea you have in your head, you got the wrong list
right.
because things will happen.
I'm like, really?
But as long as you stay in the course for the most part, because we are human, hey, get your virtuous on.
Industrious. That's what I'm
Yes.
industrious. I mean, not industrious. Industry, industrious. My brain has been kind of like fogged all week, and so it's like some things I'd be like, what? I just, and then I was like, oh shoot, that's what, I it's like on and off, on and off. But it is what it is. We do what it do. Women, like you said, we ain't perfect.
Nope.
By any means, we are nowhere near it. And
Nope.
try to be.
Don't do it.
I don't know what to say. Take a back seat. Relax. It's gonna be all right. You ain't got to worry about it. It's gonna be all right. So being a virtuous woman ain't easy, but I think at some point in time we might need to try. Some of us,
Oh yeah,
we might need to try.
for sure. Oh, excuse me.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Got to keep the water and the kombucha in your system.
You got to keep the hydration
You got to
going.
keep the hydration going. I had kombucha in my glass, so now I got to do the water. So I'm trying to make sure I maintain because this is my birthday month. This is the season for Pisces. In case y'all didn't know, yes, my birthday is in like 17 days. I plan on celebrating absolutely. But for those that know, I'll let you know when and where because y'all know how I do it. Everybody just can't come in the building.
For sure.
It's still COVID.
For sure.
I got to keep things at a minimum.
Gotta be safe. We gotta be safe out here in these streets.
I mean, gotta do what I need to do to be virtuous, to make sure I'm looking out for my people.
That's
I'm
right.
being a virtuous woman by making sure I look out for everybody else. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
Stay focused, and keep that smile on my face in spite of. But at the end of the day, it is my birthday month. And am I celebrating? I'm doing the best I can to celebrate every single day.
I know that's right. Celebrate life. You got
And I'm
to.
celebrating life in different ways. I'm doing, certain things that I'm doing. Yesterday I did something different. Today I did something different. Tomorrow I'm gonna do something different. So I'm actually really celebrating. And I don't necessarily have to celebrate with everybody. Sometimes the celebration needs to be by yourself. You
For
need
sure.
alone to make
Because
sure
because guess what? We was all born by ourselves.
that we were
And
by.
even those that were born with a twin or additional siblings, they still you got your own mind, your own thoughts. And
Right.
sometimes you gotta do stuff by yourself. It's
You
okay.
gotta do it by yourself. I think, when I pass away, I'm gonna be somewhere by myself. Now, you might be visiting me, you might be sitting next to me, or you might be on the phone trying to talk to me in my ear. But at the end of the day,
Yes, for sure.
I mean, I'm gonna be right there by myself, doing what I need to do to go on to see the Lord. Because I promise you, I'm trying to see Jesus.
Okay. And
I'm
so,
I'm trying to be that virtuous woman to see Jesus, but
what you
ain't nobody perfect.
what your mom used to say, stay covered up for who?
Stay covered up for Jesus.
There you go.
There you go. Got to stay covered up for Jesus at all times. Although we do try to show a little bit of something every once in a while. You got to keep the imagination going for other folks.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah, we are women, so we do have to make sure.
We be grown and sexy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We got to maintain and stay focused on what we are. So it is good. We got to do what we do as women. Stay covered up for Jesus, but you still got to be sexy while you stay covered up.
Sexy and classy. That's what I like to say.
Sexy and classy, because I'm still that virtuous woman out there in them streets.
That's right, for sure. And y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday. We love it. Y'all tune in globally. We got stuff going on. Make sure you go to the Tuck Radio page where we post stuff. We got stuff coming up this month. We got the concert coming up in April. It's going down. So y'all got to go to the Tuck Radio page so y'all can stay abreast of what's happening.
We got the comedy show coming up at Out the Way Bar.
Yes.
We got the comedy show coming up in Gatlinburg. We got the concert coming up on April 8th. We got so much stuff going on. It's just freaking unreal. So it ain't like you ain't got nothing to do in the city of Cincinnati, the state of Ohio. And if you don't live here, go on and travel here.
That's right. Take a trip. Come on down.
I promise you, you're going to laugh, dance, and have yourself a great time.
For sure.
And I promise you that. So come on. We got a whole lot. We got the poet going on. We got poetry going on. We got comedy going on. We got singing going on.
Yes.
Concerts happening. There is really no excuse why you shouldn't be coming.
That's right.
A lot of stuff going on. So Kelly Taylor, come on, girl.
Hey.
Come on to the daddy. Bring all the deacons, missionaries, saints, and friends. Bring all the daddy. So they'll see what's going on. Because y'all know what time it is. Y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday, and this is what we do.
Yes, and I want to say a special congratulations to Kelly Taylor, the realtor. She just closed. Helped one of her clients close. So that's what's up. That's what we talk about. Women's Month. Women are doing their thing.
Women are doing the thing.
All the time. Not just this month. All the time.
365, 24/7 days a week. We are still doing what we need to do as women. Yeah, you want to give me March for it. I'll take March because that's my birthday month. I'll take it. I will take it as recognized.
Even before it was a Women's Month, guess what? March was her month. So guess what?
My month. Yeah, March is my month.
It ain't changing.
It ain't even got to be. See, it ain't got to be Pisces or Aries season or Aquarius. I don't care. March is my month. From March 1st to March 31st, I am celebrating.
Yes.
Okay, for the month of March. So, if you're with me, or you ain't. I'm still gonna celebrate. 'Cause
Right.
it's going down. It's going down. And in case you didn't know, my birthday, March 19th. Yes, yes, yes. I'm 57 and built for it. I'm
Hey, I know that's right.
to last. That's what my slogan is for this year. 57 built to last.
Hey.
Add somebody because I just told you.
She done told you. She done told you.
I got a slogan every year. I got a slogan for something every year. So this year is 57 built to last. So you
Love
can
it.
recognize,
Love it.
you know,
Love
so
it.
that's where I am. So hey, good people, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know where we are. You know what we do. You know where we come from.
Yes.
You know where we at. You know, so next week we're gonna have a woman on here to talk about something, but we'll tell you next week what
Yes.
it is. But in
Tune
the
in.
meantime,
We got to pop the quotes.
positive,
Already know.
positive.
Yes.
Got to
And
be.
my positive quote is, there are few virtuous women who are not bored with their trade.
And we
So
don't care what the trade is.
don't be bored with your trade, virtuous woman. We ain't bored with it because we know that we are virtuous women. So we know what we got to do.
We don't care what the trade is. Don't be bored with it. Because at the end of the day, you already know your worth. If you don't know your worth, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am not bored with who I am. Because I am that Ruby that God says I am. I am that virtuous woman that God says I am. But y'all know, positive in, positive out. And at the end of the day, it's always better to give than it is to receive. And we will see you next week. But check out the Facebook and Instagram page because we got a lot going on.
Yes.
It's getting hot in here. We'll see you next week.
Bye.